Darren Lawrence needs all the credit. All of it. Who was Ricky Carmichael with originally? Great, let's put Johnny O there. Lucas Myrtle. Darren is the ultimate leader. But the greatest asset that Darren has, in my mind...
We're talking about extracting the most out of riders, and I think that we've seen the Baker program, we've seen MTF, we've seen these facilities where it's so regimented, where people ride and how they ride and their accountability and what they do. And then there's obviously the flip side of it, the people who don't ride and train there. I think the Lawrence brothers are a pretty good example of success, having not gone through a program like that. So talk about that from a team perspective, because you are very closely aligned to MTF, the strengths, the weaknesses, and, you know, I guess essentially like what you think's the pros and cons of each scenario.
You brought up the Lawrences. Their program, is just as regimented as Cooper Webb's. This is where the importance of surrounding yourself not only with like-minded people, but people that fit, people that will be honest with you, and people that want the best from you. There's 100 movies and books out there that show it. The new Creed movies. Rocky Balboa's in his corner. I love sport movies. The Lawrences have Lucas Myrtle. He's focused on the external commercial side, brand, image, likeness. He's selling all of that. He gets it. He's arguably one of the best at it.
Yeah.
Lucas is raw. He's quite new to what he's doing relative to some of the other people in that space. And he just sees things differently. But again, he's one of those people in their group. And then you've got Johnny O'Mara. People probably don't give Johnny O enough credit. And then prior to that, they were in Europe. And you had Evans. And from my understanding, Kenny's dad was there giving them some guidance with Supercross.
Your dad's a sponge too. Darren Lawrence needs a lot of credit there too.
Darren Lawrence needs all the credit. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the fact that what his kids are doing, his kids are doing. But the greatest asset that Darren has, in my mind, is the ego's checked outside the door. There's none there. Darren's like, okay, cool. Was I the world's greatest motocross rider? No. Who was? Cool, Johnny O. Great, let's put Johnny O there. What's Johnny O bring? A very humble approach, a very focused approach. He's very diligent and arguably one of the best ever to ride a dirt bike back in the day. And to be able to achieve the things that he achieved. Now let's check back again. Who was Ricky Carmichael with originally?
Johnny O.
Darren is the ultimate leader. You'd have Darren run a business and it would be successful. And the reason it would be successful is he's got no ego. Darren's identified to succeed at something, you need great people. Roger DaCosta has identified to achieve something, you need great people. You need a great chassis department. You need a great motor department. You need a great nutritionalist. You need a great trainer. You need to put people that are like-minded together to aspire one another to be greater. It's all about evolution, building on one another, creating a platform and building on it, but surrounding yourself with the right people. That requires a great deal of strength because you're going to constantly be criticized and questioned. It obviously requires a great deal of resilience, but most importantly, it requires you to go, it's not about you. And there are a lot of people in this world that can't do that. It's part of the reasons why I don't like these podcasts. And hate's the wrong word. It's a powerful word I don't like. I struggle when I go and put something on or get involved with something. I'm constantly being thanked. We'd like to thank Yarrive, and I put on an event at Wonthaggi. I don't. I come up with an idea. The club puts it on. The sponsors commit to it, which enables us to get the better prize money. But I get the credit, which is what I feel really uncomfortable about. I see Darren Lawrence as one of the greatest leaders of our time in this sport, and someone who doesn't get the credit he deserves because he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it, but he goes to bed every night and looks across at his entire family and he goes, yeah, I've made this. That's his purpose in life. He has given up on all of his personal dreams and they're about his children. That's what makes him the greatest person, human being. Like, I have a lot of time for Darren Lawrence, a lot. And if there was someone I'd like to have dinner with, I would actually say I'd like to sit down and have a chat with him. And if anyone wanted to learn how to take their children to their best level, not necessarily to Jett's level, to any particular level in any particular sport, I'd like to sit down with Darren because he has identified all of his weaknesses and that's his bloody greatest strength. And I get excited thinking about what that father has done.